why should I consider drip irrigation for my garden or vegetable patch? I'm going to give you 5 reasons in this video why this is a good idea. Number 1, water saving. The efficiency of any watering system is defined as the amount of water that actually gets to the roots of the plant. And with standard watering from a watering can or a hose, that efficiency is about 45 to 65%. So pretty much half the water is wasted. It doesn't get to the roots of the plant. Why is this the case? Runoff. It pools, runs off to where it's not supposed to go. Evaporation. The sun evaporates it before it actually gets down into the soil and to the roots. Or it goes off target, so it's sprayed where it doesn't need to go. Now, drip irrigation systems will achieve between 95 and 99% efficiency. So basically, you can use half the amount of water to get the same results for the plants. So why is this the case? It's at the root of the plant, so it gets directly into the root system. The emitters are right down at the soil level. We get it very, very evenly distributed if it's set up right, so we get even distribution over the whole vegetable or flower bed. It's slow release, so we get it absorbed by the soil before it evaporates, so it will not saturate the soil and run past the root zone as well. And we can time it, so we can time it for the early morning or even night time when you're not going to be normally watering your garden, and that again helps reduce the evaporation. Number 2, labour saving. Watering the garden regularly during the summer can be labour intensive. With a drip irrigation system, once it's all set up, especially if you've got a timer, it takes no labour at all. Maintenance is very, very minimal on these systems, so there's not a lot of maintenance labour there, and the actual setup is relatively straightforward as well. For a smallish garden, you could probably get the whole thing set up within 2 or 3 hours, and then after that it's just checking the filters every now and again and checking for any damage every now and again. It really, really reduces that amount of labour that you need to keep your garden well watered. Number 3, it can reduce plant disease and improve overall plant health. Now, it might seem that top watering, so watering from the top of the plant, mimics natural rain. Surely that must be better for the plant, but in actual fact it isn't. When we're watering plants through a watering can or through a hose, we don't mimic natural rain. It's actually much, much more intense than any natural rainfall. When you think about it, that stands to reason, because you're not going to sit there watering your plants for, an hour or so. It might rain for an hour or 2 each week. You're going to do it in a much, much shorter timescale. So the actual flow rate, the actual intensity of the water being applied is much, much higher than would naturally occur. And this can be damaging to plants. It can overwet the leaves, which can cause fungal problems. It can actually damage the leaves in some cases on delicate plants. There's many, many studies that show that bottom watering or watering at the roots of the plants produce much more healthy plants, better growth and better yields. And professional growers have known this for decades, which is why they use drip irrigation. Number 4, better results. With consistently irrigated and watered plants across the whole vegetable patch or the garden patch, you're going to get better results. Professionals get better yields from drip irrigations. You're going to get better plants, better looking plants, more healthy plants, bigger plants, and more yield from your vegetable patch. There's many, many studies that back this up. And number 5, and this is becoming more and more important, actually beat the hosepipe ban with drip irrigation systems. Climate change is making hosepipe bans more and more common here in the UK, and lots of that hard work that you spend putting into your garden or your vegetable patch can be wiped out if we get another severe summer. With a drip irrigation system set up with a water timer and a pressure regulator, because they're so efficient, these systems are actually exempt from hosepipe bans, so you can protect your garden, all those plants that you spent love and time growing and caring for. You can protect them in the event of a hosepipe ban that would prevent you from watering the garden effectively during those hot summer months. So that's 5 good reasons as to why you should switch to a drip irrigation system for your garden and your vegetable patch.